If you use CCP-sponsored spyware frequently, you're probably familiar with World of T-Shirts. With nearly 2.5 million followers on TikTok, Joshua Block has become an early icon of TikTok in its hall of influencers. Josh has a controversial, although interesting digital footprint of his online career, and today, I want to talk about it. Forget 50, forget Pop Smoke, this is the king of New York City. Joshua started making TikToks in 2018 and started off with lip syncs, dances, and other things that TikTok was a bit more familiar with, and at this time, in my opinion, it was at its peak.
So why do good girls like bad guys?
Joshua saw his first glimpse of virality after a video of him eating crickets blew up on the platform.
Yo, exotic food check.
After this taste of internet fame came in, Joshua became infatuated with TikTok and becoming an influencer. He would talk about it constantly at school, to his friends, family, and anyone who would listen because Josh was very proud of his ability to garner attention online. He was encouraged by teachers and peers to continue the influencer path and even start businesses and find ways to monetize the success that he was seeing online. Joshua was definitely unique and certainly entertaining, so it's no surprise that he became a notable online personality. Joshua loves New York City. That's a very important thing to note while we talk about World of T-Shirts, okay? Maybe he watched too much side talk or drill music videos, but I mean, he loves New York. It's a core part of his online personality, really. The majority of his videos up until today are in New York City. Joshua continued seeing virality, specifically for his outrageous stunts in the streets of New York City. He would go out in public, dance, yell, sing, and he wasn't always necessarily a nuisance, although sometimes he certainly was.
I am singing. I'm in a store and I'm singing. I'm in a store and I'm singing.
Joshua had over 1 million followers before he graduated high school, and he was making money, a lot of it. He was getting brand deals, he was doing cameos, and for someone like Josh, who's still in high school, this much money and attention can hurt a lot more than it may help, especially in the long term.
I'm in the creator fund, silly. You know, it costs me over $200 every time I go to New York City. Gotcha there.
Josh loved seeing the views keep growing. That was very evident. I think any creator enjoys that feeling, but what separates creators is where they're willing to go for those views. Joshua was high off of the clout he gained, the comments, the likes, the views, and Josh loved it. And rightfully so. Why wouldn't he? This love, however, led Josh to do things that simply aren't right.
We're dancing like we're dumb, 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 dumb.
2021 was the year of the t-shirt. If you hadn't already seen Josh on your TikTok feed, 2021 was the year where it was more likely than any other. Josh posted a lot of fucking TikToks, okay? Like, we're talking 20 plus a day, so if you hadn't seen him by this point, then I don't know if you ever would. 2021 was a great year for Josh, but it is also the year where he got a little bit ahead of himself. Joshua was recorded charging fans for pictures, which is kinda fucked up. Josh never really addressed this directly, but according to first-hand testimonies, he isn't charging anymore. This controversy, however, was soon overshadowed by something a bit more serious. Later in the year, Josh was recorded stomping on an already dead fish on the sidewalk. Joshua addressed this damning controversy quickly and efficiently.
Okay, so a lot of people are upset about a leaked video of me stomping on a fish. First of all, the fish was already dead. The person who recorded me without my permission. They didn't pay the cameo, so they weren't even supposed to record me, but they posted it to set me up.
Alright, he's clearly got some work to do with the press talks and stuff, but he'll get there. Yeah, this whole fish stomping thing was pretty out of the blue for Josh, and I'm still not really sure what the intent was here, but I think I can personally give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he was just trying to be funny. The response of Josh to say that he was framed is a little ridiculous. Clearly, he's just trying to deflect the controversy, and I don't really think it's that serious, although I do understand why this is a bit of a red flag. Now, here, through some of his actions, we can start to say that Josh would go pretty far to get more views. He was starting to become familiar with what worked and what doesn't, and he most likely knew that the video would go viral, but I don't think he expected it to necessarily become infamous. That fish video is now a stain on his career, and Josh was looking for a fresh start. So to wrap up his year, Josh took a trip to Cancun, Mexico. At face value, when you watch one of Joshua's TikToks, you see a guy who wants to entertain and you're not sure if you're allowed to laugh or not. Hell burns hot. Joshua posts a lot of TikToks, and little by little, these TikToks would drop some Josh lore on the audience and allow us to slowly piece together the puzzle that is Josh Blocks, or Jay Blix as they call him in RPT. The lore that was dropped in the Mexico videos left us with Tolkien-level character development in front of our eyes. Josh liked to drink, okay? Josh's fan base glamorizes the drinking as well, and absolutely instigates him to drink more and more every single night he goes out. Josh obviously has autism and is very, very suggestible and influenced by others' actions. So if someone suggests he drinks more, and he knows if he does the views go up, there's no losing in the situation. It's a very easy situation for Josh to decide what he wants to do. That decision typically ends up being drink more, and he doesn't usually ever stop. He'll go until 5 in the morning sometimes, as we've seen. Everyone likes to party every once in a while. I get it, but the issue is that Josh drinks alone too. He's not even out in public where other people can supervise him and make sure he doesn't die. Since 2021, all the TikToks I've personally seen of Josh, when just using TikTok, were of him drinking or in the bar or somewhere alcohol is available, and it's obvious he's been consuming. Josh's TikToks and lives have a bit of a routine to him. Josh will start the night by hopping on a train heading into the city from Long Island. He'll post it or go live and let them know the beast is out in the streets looking for trouble. Josh will then, over the course of the next 12 to 16 hours, go all over the 5 boroughs, spending hundreds on food, transportation, and drinks. And then he'll wake up the next day, hungover, and do it again. Now, I'm not here to armchair analyze Josh. I'm just some idiot with a microphone. But I think it's pretty safe to say Josh might have a little bit of an alcohol problem here.
Fuck Long Island! Long Island sucks! I fucking hate Long Island! Long Island sucks! Fuck Long Island!
Now we're in 2022, and Josh officially hit that marker, okay? He no longer had to take a flight to Mexico to get alcohol. So now, instead of goofy old Josh heading out into the city to have fun, we get drunk Josh, vomiting all over the metro station and yelling incessantly. He stumbles around the streets, yelling about his most recent problems, such as Uber drivers canceling on him or losing his or losing his luggage at an airport. You know, if there's anyone on this whole fucking earth who shouldn't be chugging 4 Locos, it's this guy. Now we have a new man, the new Josh that drinks. He licks subway floors, talks shit, and swam naked in the Hudson, which is honestly more disgusting than fucking 2020 Wuhan, China. Josh was in the deep end. He was drinking every day, collabing with some greaseball Italian who's clearly leeching off of him, and not to mention is just overall a terrible human being. Josh is generally just digging himself a grave. Now, Josh was still making a lot of money, but he was also spending a lot more than he used to. He had enough in his pocket to go get some drinks, so there was no problem for Josh. There's talk of Josh holding a job during this time, but it seems unlikely he has a job while sipping cocktails at 2 a.m. Throughout 2022, Josh made another trip or two to Cancun, continued his drunk adventures, and even started a tour business with that Italian guy who is such a sleazeball I barely even want to talk about him. But I'll give you guys the Cliff Notes breakdown so you're not completely lost. Michael Quinn is a sleazeball New York hot dog salesman who claims to be a millionaire with more connections than Donald fucking Trump, and he has been appearing in Josh's TikToks a lot. He works with him in the tour business, which is barely a business, and he also regularly appears in the TikToks, actively encouraging Josh to drink more when they're together. Actively encouraging a 21-year-old with autism to keep up his drinking. You decide how you feel about that. Now, Josh is what some would refer to as a lol cow. God, I can't believe I just fucking said that. Oh my god. Now, some others in this category would include Wings of Redemption, Boogie2988, and people of that status. Essentially, people whose fame relies on people watching their downfall for entertainment. TikTok is home to quite a lot of people of this status. Daniel Larson is an individual who is quite infamous on TikTok. He has quite a lot of mental problems and is famous for his outrageous acts and controversies, similar to Josh. Daniel, however, has some controversy that does involve minors, so obviously he's a bit more sinister than goofball Josh here. Josh and Daniel, and fucking sleazeball Italian boy here, actually did have beef online, but it did allegedly make it into the real world with Daniel being jumped by Josh's fans. Allegedly. It's pretty safe to say that this isn't the truth, okay? With Daniel also frequently being a public nuisance and was most likely just beat up for being annoying, but who knows, NYC is a big place. Daniel and Quinn actually ended up having more beef than Josh did with Daniel, with it climaxing at Daniel showing up to Quinn's apartment. No events ensued, but it was a pretty big talking point for the beef. At this point, fans were confused on where the beef actually was, whether it was real or not, but it wasn't until very recently that we got a pleasant surprise. Daniel and Josh were together, and somehow New York City is still standing after this legendary meetup. So the fake beef is settled and Josh is still drinking a lot, but at least he's safe. Now we're gonna catch up to where we are today, okay? This meetup between Daniel and Josh occurred earlier in 2023. Josh has a cool new hat that he wears a lot and is kind of in the same place as he was nearly a year ago. He's drinking in nearly every TikTok. Yes, he is currently in Vegas, a literal void of money and happiness. Great choice, Josh. This trip could be another catalyst in the World of T-Shirts lore, or we could just get more videos of Josh vomiting and being annoying in public, and I think I'm gonna bet on the latter. I want to make it clear that I like Josh, and I genuinely look forward to the comeback arc. I think he's really funny at times. Him drinking so frequently is pretty scary though, and I think he mainly does it for the views, knowing shock value gets more than the usual Josh updates. Hopefully, Josh does realize that he really has potential through his TikTok platform and should really avoid harming that. Josh is a competent individual. I want to make that clear too. I don't think he can't make decisions for himself because of his autism, but his immediate social circle definitely worsened his idea of where he's at and what he should do with his platform. I honestly think that's a pretty inarguable point as well. Again though, I am unfortunately just an idiot with a microphone, so my opinion means fucking nothing. He's gonna do what he does and I'm gonna talk about it. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. Have a good one.
Stay with me.
Tell the people about your level of clout.
I'm like movie star famous. I can't go anywhere without getting recognized.
Can I get a picture with you?
That'll be $25.